Hi. Welcome to our channel True Recaps. Here you will watch famous movies recaps with deep details, so let's get into the video. The mythology of the tears of the moon is presented in the opening of the movie. They are magical petals that are harvested from a unique tree endowed with healing abilities. Midway through the 16th century, Spanish conquistadors under the command of Don Lope Aguirre, Edgar Ramirez, travel to the Amazon in search of the tree. Aguirre loses the majority of his men and is left alone. According to mythology, he was discovered by nearby villagers and later sentenced to life as a jungle prisoner. London, 1916. MacGregor Houghton, Jack Whitehall, is trying to persuade the Royal Society of Explorers to support an expedition to uncover the tears of the moon for scientific and therapeutic purposes, but the group views it as a waste of time and is merely based on a myth. While he delays the group, Lily MacGregor, Emily Blunt, leaves to visit the group's archives. Prince Joachim, a German aristocrat, is also looking for the tears of the moon when she stumbles upon a crate holding a unique arrowhead that holds the key to finding them, Jesse Plemons. Before Joachim calls her out, Lily comes close to leaving. Joachim almost knocks her off a ladder as she attempts to flee. She attempts to flee on a ladder, but Joachim nearly knocks her to the ground until MacGregor stops a bus to let her down and make her escape. Joachim murders the other guys in the room after his identity is made known, and the archives curator reveals who Lily is after they have fled. Lily and MacGregor prepare their own search for the Lagrimas del Crystal, also known as the Tears of the Moon. A tour guide named Frank Wolf, Dwayne Johnson, is ferrying a group of tourists over a river in South America using his boat, L'Aquila, which is made up of a variety of tricks that Frank had specially made. To the annoyance of the passengers, he frequently uses bad puns. Frank is able to keep them out of dangerous seas. Lily and MacGregor travel to the area in search of Nilo Nemolato, Paul Giamatti, a harbor master who will lend them the boat they need for their journey, according to a map Lily has carried that will lead them to the tree. Finding Frank, who owes him money, Nilo uses the engine from Frank's boat as collateral when he doesn't have enough. Lily enters Nilo's office thinking she is speaking to him, but Frank tricks her and asks for the job for the trip to the tree while he is trying to retrieve the engine from his office while he is away. It almost works, but then Lily starts to arrive with MacGregor holding the real Nilo. As Lily begins to push her out the door. Then, while a jaguar terrorizes the club they are in, Frank is able to lure it away by offering it a piece of meat. This persuades MacGregor and Lily to trust Frank. As he makes an attempt to restart the engine, Frank guides Lily and MacGregor to his boat. Joachim's hired bird poachers grab Lily, but just as his goons are closing in on her, Lily breaks out by picking a lock. Frank and MacGregor start to ride the boat out, trying to outrun Nilo's troops. Lily is eventually caught up with and loaded onto the boat, but when Joachim finds that the heroes are escaping, he comes from his submarine to attack them. He launches a torpedo at them, but Frank maneuvers the boat into an aging structure as the torpedo passes beneath them. While Nilo sees the submarine destroy his other boats, Frank rescues them. Frank makes fun of the siblings on the boat ride, but he spends more time with them. While passing through the river with mythical dolphin creatures, Lily shows him a video camera. Later, the siblings discover that the jaguar they saw earlier is Frank's pet named Proxima, whom he used as a pawn to persuade them to hire him. Lily is flustered. Joachim and his men discover an underground cavern within the jungle's earth where Aguirre and his men are imprisoned. Joachim uses river water to free the snakes and manages to guide them to safety. They make it to land and come to a complete stop. Lily walks through Frank's quarters while he talks with MacGregor, who reveals to Frank that he was disowned by his family and society because he is gay, and that Lily was the only one who stood by his side, even if she can come across as a little rough around the edges at times. Lily discovers several maps of the tree among Frank's possessions, prompting a confrontation in which she accuses him of seeking the tree for himself. Darts knock out the three within moments. The three are taken captive by a native tribe. Frank attempts to communicate with them while they request the arrowhead. Lily refuses to give it up and attempts to flee, but it is later revealed that the tribe knows who Frank is and participates in his ruse. Lily is enraged by his constant deception. Aguirre and his men then attack the tribe, having been imprisoned in the jungle for so long that they have evolved into monsters capable of manipulating creatures such as bees and snakes. They are almost successful in obtaining the arrowhead, but Frank obtains it at the cost of being impaled by Aguirre's blade and thrown from a great height. Lily flees with it and gets far enough because the conquistadors are dragged back because they cannot go beyond the river. Lily finally finds MacGregor and Frank alive in the morning. He reveals to Lily that he is nearly 400 years old at this point. He had previously been known as Francisco and served as the cartographer on Aguirre's voyage, as they had grown up as brothers. To heal his sick daughter, Aguirre sought out the Tears of the Moon. After most of their men perished on the voyage, they were discovered by the villagers, who used the tree's petals to heal Frank and Aguirre, as well as the remaining men. Aguirre became irritated and demanded that the tribe's chief, Pedro Lopez, tell him where to find the tree, but he was deemed unworthy and murdered the chief in retaliation. Frank supported the chief's daughter, Sulam Calderon, in obtaining the arrowhead, and in the chief's dying breaths, he curses the conquistadors and curses them to be bound to the jungle and never able to leave. Frank and Aguirre met and fought numerous times over the decades, so Frank set up a trap to lure the men into the cavern away from the water, trapping them in stone for centuries. Frank would establish a nearby town and meet many people he would outlive, so he has been seeking the tree to finally die in peace. Frank and Lily make their own way to the tree, while McGregor stays behind with Sam because he is injured. Unfortunately, they are discovered by Joaquim, who kidnaps McGregor and forces him to help lead them to Lily's location because the conquistadors' bees have also provided them with clues. Meanwhile, Sam returns to the tribe by swimming. Frank and Lily locate the tree in La Luna Rota, and Lily must overcome her fear of swimming in order to swim underwater and fit through a passage to pull a switch that brings them closer to the tree. The waters recede as a result, but Joaquim arrives with McGregor in tow. He forces them to enter the passage and decipher the scripture. Frank and Lily discover that the arrowhead is supposed to be a heart with a jewel inside that serves as a key. As the moon rises overhead, it brings the tree to life. Joaquim and his men try to take the petals from the tree, but Lily stops them. Aguirre and his men arrive and attack Joaquim with his snakes, while Lily runs to grab one of the moon's petals as it passes through. The other petals quickly die, but she grabs the one she needs. Aguirre battles Frank on the boat as he steers it toward a river-blocking wall, but first tells McGregor to tell Lily that she is world enough for him. Joaquim retaliates, but McGregor fights him and knocks him against a wall, causing a pillar to collapse and crush Joaquim. The boat collides with the wall, halting the flow of water and imprisoning not only Aguirre and his men, but also Frank. Lily brings the petal to Frank to revive him, and it doesn't seem to work at first, but Proxima roars when she sees the stone surrounding Frank crumble. He is still alive, but his immortality has vanished, and he can now live a normal life. He and Lily return kisses. The trio returns to London, where McGregor informs the Royal Society that he has rejected their application. Lily takes Frank on a tour of London while teaching him how to drive, however, he is not very good at it. So here is the end of the movie, so subscribe to our channel for more interesting movies recaps. And also comment on your ideas about this movie. Thanks for watching.